Greetings, everyone. Today, I'm going to show you how to do some simple statistics using Google Sheets. The first thing that you have to do before you even have your data, or you can have your data first, is you need to add a Google add-on. Down here on your spreadsheets, up there is where it says add-ons, this top bar there, add-ons. And you need to add, which I've already added, Excel Minor Analysis Tool Pack. That's really, really important. So I've already added it. We're going to start, and it gives us all these statistical tests that we can do. So the first one that we're going to do is the one near the top, Descriptive Statistics. So we're going to click on that, and we have to enter the input range. So I'm going to highlight the range that I want to use right there. There's the data that I collected, 10 trials. Click right there, and it highlights, and it adds that group of cells. There are labels in the first row. In my output, I want it to be right here. So it's going to start it right there. And then we can uncheck these two boxes. And I hit OK. And when we do this, look at what we get. Lots of really, really valuable information. We have the mean for each of our groups. We have standard error. We have the median. We have the mode, standard deviation, sample variance. Lots of important information. But we can go even better than that. We can do a statistical test. So basically, for the most part, we do two types of statistical tests here in science research. We do a t-test when we're comparing two groups of data, and an ANOVA, usually single factor, when we're doing more than two groups. So I'm just going to compare two of these groups right now. So we're going to go down here to a t-test, paired to sample for means, and we're going to add the range for each variable, and I'm going to include the label. So I click that right there. I'm going to highlight this one. Select that right there. We're going to keep this at 0. This is kind of for our null hypothesis. Our null hypothesis is that there's no difference in the two groups of data. And that's our null hypothesis. And we're trying to prove this incorrect. So we're trying to prove that our null hypothesis is incorrect, which would indicate that there is statistical differences in our two groups. So our alpha value, 0.05, and our output range, we're going to click right here. And we're going to run the test. Again, I keep forgetting to check that label. We're going to run the test. And right there, here is our data. So on a two-tailed p-value, we have value of 1, which is way higher than 0.05. So we cannot disprove our null hypothesis, which is that the data sets are the same. So basically, that's telling us that there's no statistical difference in each experimental group. And in this case, it was whether plants are grown in blue light or green light. And even our one-tailed p-value is 0.5, which is still way higher than 0.05. All right, what happens, or what do you do if you have more than two groups of data? If you say three groups of data, like we have right here. So we're going to scroll up to this first ANOVA there, and we're going to enter the range. Now we're going to highlight that whole group there, click it there. It does have labels. We're going to come down, and this is where our output range is going to be. And if we look at what's created, and if we look at what our p-value is, 0.00049, so we definitely have a very low p-value, which shows that there is statistical differences between these three groups, which is very interesting. So that's a little bit on statistical tests using Google Sheets and Excel Minor Tool Pack.